for her chance to answer some of your questions. We got this one. I want to grow this spruce inside until it's big enough to plant outside, just like a kid. Is this doable?
All right, so the thing about living Christmas trees is a lot of them are not suitable for our climate. I'm just gonna say that. So if you look around, there's not many spruces that grow in this area. The reason being is we have very hot, dry summers. So if you want to grow it, I'm not going to tell you no if you've already bought it, but as soon as Christmas is over and the soil is relatively dry, you don't want to plant in muddy soil, then plant it. You don't need to wait for it to get any bigger. It's perfectly fine. But you don't see a lot of them. You don't see a lot of the living Christmas trees that they sell because they just don't do well around here. So some of the pines will do better if you could find a potted pine. But yeah, the spruces, it's just too darn hot.
Okay. And this one here, oh no, the lemon has turned very yellow.
Yes, it's very yellow, and that's a sign of low nitrogen, which could be because the soil's really wet and it's just leaching out all the nitrogen, or the roots are just circling and not able to pick anything up. But if you also look at that, you'll notice some of the leaves on the right are trifoliate, meaning they have 3 lobes on them. So that means that rootstock is taking over. So the very first thing to do is find where those 3-lobed leaf sections are coming from.
Wait, where's that?
Cut on the right side. It's hard to see, but there's growth coming from the rootstock. So you need to cut that down. I'm not saying that's going to solve it. I actually would dig this plant up in like some dry spell, check out the roots and replant it and give it some nitrogen. It's in a poor state. It's very low nitrogen for whatever reason.
All right, I'm looking at that rootstock right now.
Yes,
Is that
to
it?
the right, it looks there's some leaves that are 3-lobed versus what a citrus is not supposed to be. One of the major rootstocks of citrus is citrus trifoliate, and that's a telltale sign that your rootstock's taken over, where the leaves look completely different.
The root stock?
Oh, someone slacking here today?
Oh no, they're not slacking. They're waiting for the moment.
Let's do it!
I've got no roots. My home was never on the ground.
My root dance.
Oh, there we go. That's a root.
That's the root dance.
That's the root dance.
The root dance.
Happy root. Happy roots. I mean,
Happy Roots Day.
Happy Roots Day. Happy roots, happy plants.
All right, Marlene, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Audio. My ficus just started dropping leaves. It's up by a window. Is that due to the cold, or does it need transplanting? So what's the reason they're dropping?
Yeah, so Ficus benjamina, one of them that do drop their leaves with any change of anything. So yes, it's correct thinking that possibly it's cold right there, so that could cause it to drop. Also, the change in the sun as this season goes, it may not be getting as much sun. Heater vents, also just be aware that heater vents blasting on your plant are going to dry the leaves out. So ficus will drop leaves along with other plants and put on a new set that's more conducive to the environment. So the key is not moving it out, letting it put on those secondary leaves, and then it might do it again in spring. I wouldn't transplant it. Ficus don't mind being very pot bound. Right now, let it put on its new set of leaves, and then you could transplant it if it's literally busting out of its pot.
All right, follow Marlene, the Plant Lady, Instagram, Facebook. If you just get your question, make sure you send her a direct message and give her some time, because she has 14 jobs and 15 cats.
No, 20 now.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
20.
And here, the Plant Lady at KMXTV.com. More questions to come next hour.